Hey Insider family, it's Abigail here. It's your girl Abigail, community leader at Success Insider. And today we have a very special guest coming to us to really share her story on where she was before LMA and what she's doing after LMA, and how LMA, the Life Mastery Achievers program, our flagship course, has really affected and impacted her life in a positive way, in any way, shape, or form. So without further ado, please, Janet. Oh, I've given away the secret. Janet, our special guest, please introduce your name, where you're currently based, and also what you currently do.
So I'm Janet Davis. I am based in Cheshire in the UK, and I'm currently a patient engagement sort of manager, I suppose. I tend to give myself a bit of a low-key title. So I'm really a client engagement manager for a patient engagement company. So for me, before I commenced my LMA journey, I was in a really dark place. I wasn't working for the organisation I'm working for as we speak. I was made redundant, and my self-confidence, self-esteem and self-worth was on the floor. I had no belief in myself. I was always doubting myself regularly. I didn't want to step outside the comfort zone, probably because I was surrounded by a lot of toxic people in a culture that was not helpful at all to my mindset. And it was just by chance that I came across Tim in the shower, popped out, had the YouTube video on, blasting music out of the computer, and then Tim came on, and I was captivated by what he was saying about this positive mindset that would help transform people's lives moving forward. So I thought, I've got nothing to lose. So I went onto his webinar and was totally in from, I'd say within about 15, 20 minutes, I was in. So the journey for me over the 6 weeks has been truly transformational. I managed to find a job doing something that I really like, with people that are really grateful. They work hard, but they play hard. You know, there are expectations, but it's truly down to the mindset that LMA have given to me over that 6 week period. I would never have put my toe in the water to apply for a job so soon after being made redundant. So for me, it's been a massive transformational change. I'm now actually giving people coaching. Gosh, I never have thought to said that 6 weeks ago. You know, our friend whose organisation I'm working for, she was asking questions. So being able to support her moving forward, giving her that energy and that positive mindset to really go and get those clients. And, you know, to really be strong as a woman, you know, to be strong and empowered as a female. So for me, the course has been totally transformational.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all of that and your journey with us, Janet. I do have a few questions just for you to really elaborate on your journey, but thank you so much. You've made big leaps and strides in just 6 weeks already. So I just wanted to know, you've touched upon it a bit, but I just wondered if you could just really expand on it. So what was your biggest problem before joining LMA?
My biggest problem was the lack of confidence, not having belief in myself, and always allowing the little voice in my head to self-sabotage. You know, the doubt, you know, you come up, the negative thoughts in your head, you know, well, what if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? And totally overanalyzing situations and talking myself out of doing something that could really benefit not just myself, but, you know, my work colleagues, my family. It really benefit my family in the long term. And that was the biggest issue that I faced before I started.
And what kind of daily challenges did you face because of this lack of confidence? How did it make you feel?
The daily challenges I faced was just not doing things, not living really. I was just bumbling along. I think they call it languished. I was very languished. So I wasn't depressed. I didn't feel worthless. I didn't lack energy. You know, I wasn't overwhelmed. I still had energy in the tank, but it was like this languageness behavior that I just couldn't seem to, it's like fog, it's like as if I was in a fog,
Yeah.
and I couldn't come out the fog. Do you understand what I'm sort of saying? It was that.
You just felt stuck, like
Stuck.
you were on pause, you unable to move forward in what you wanted to do. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And
Totally.
what other types of problems were you trying to solve and resolve? Was it just the confidence issue, or was there anything else that you really just wanted to just overcome?
I said one of the other issues I had was lack of sleep. I couldn't go. I used to wake up in the middle of the night, and my brain would just be going on overdrive, and it was all the negativity, all those doubts running through your head, and it was time to switch them off, because that's not good for your, not only your mental health, it's also not good for your physical well-being. So that was a daily challenge, because that was happening on a regular basis, and I didn't want to take any medication. I wanted to try and resolve it myself, and doing the course, that flip, it's like Tim says, it's flicking that coin and starting to say to yourself, just ask yourself better questions, switch those negative thoughts to positive thoughts, and it's worked. It really has worked.
Absolutely, 100%. And what was your main concern before you actually joined LMA? Did you even have any concerns at all? So what was it that actually relieved your fears and enabled you to just make the decision to just go for it and just join and enroll?
I think it was because I was in such a dark place. I was in a place where I knew I needed help. I knew I needed to change something in my life. And believe me, I have done other stuff, but it hasn't really worked. So it was about time that I started to look at other avenues and try to adapt different behavioural patterns to truly step away from those negative emotions and to start believing in myself and moving forward. And it was the webinar, it was listening to Tim talk about his journey, where he'd been and how he had jumped on the horse and galloped down the avenue, to a much better place. Yes, there are bumpy parts in the road. It's like the rocky road to Dublin. You will hit those challenges, but it's about staying true to you, to yourself, and saying in your head, this is just a challenge. It's here as a lesson. Learn from that lesson and carry on and keep going. And I've never really had that sort of momentum. I've quite often just fell at the first hurdle and not really got back on. So with the LMA, when Tim did the talk, I thought this is really worth investing in myself and moving forward to something a bit better in life.
And what was it that really surprised you? So now that you have been on LMA and you're still on your journey with LMA and beyond, so what was it that actually surprised you once you got on board, or made you happy? Like, what was the biggest, like, aha, happy moment about being along LMA?
So for me, being happy bit is I looked forward to every single class, whether it was doing on the e-learning platform or whether it was joining the live events. The live events are phenomenal because you're getting someone who specialises in that specific area of human behaviour, for 3 to 4 hours of time. It's what's not to like, really. I never felt bored during the course. It was really engaging. I never dropped off. Quite often I would drop off because my concentration span is like a gnat. I never dropped off. I was totally amazed by the experience. And I've never had that before. And I've done lots of courses, degree, etc., CIPD stuff. I was totally amazed. And I never used to switch off. My head just wanted more. And I used to look forward to those events. But for me, it's the transformation in 6 weeks. How can that happen? How can I go from there feeling absolutely down in the dumps to being quite frankly elated and wanting to go out and grasp life by the nettle and enjoy it, because it's not a dress rehearsal, is it? It really isn't a dress rehearsal.
Okay, well, thank you so much again for that brilliant answer, Janet. It is just a dress rehearsal. So coming up to the final questions now, I just want to know, what's the biggest benefit that you think you've received from your LMA journey and being amongst the LMA family?
Oh, the LMA family, yourself and all the guys have been incredibly supportive. I do know that this is a huge team. I know Tim is at the helm of this, but he's got a phenomenal team behind him that really supports everybody. So as soon as you have an issue or a problem, quick email, he'd answer straight away. You know, you're always there for people, which is brilliant. You don't normally get that with a lot of courses. You don't have that element of support to really support you on your journey. You know, but it's a life journey, this. So for me, it's about, yes, I've taken the leap of faith. I'm where I am now. I want to maintain that. So I want to continue building those little baby steps, going up and up and up and up and up the elevator to really achieve what there is to hold in life in general, whether that's your relationships, your career, your family, your friends. It's so important to grasp that by the nettle. It's one of my strap lines at the moment.
Absolutely. And once you explained going up the elevator, I was going up there with you, and it's a blissful state. It is a blissful place to be.
It is.
Okay, and my final question for you, Janet, is what advice would you give to someone who maybe sat on the fence and currently thinking, should I take the risk? Should I just enroll? Like, what would you say to them?
I would say go for it. You won't get anything better than this. You know, you just won't. I've had coaching through various different channels within my career. This truly is transformational. You know, it really, really is. It's really engaging. It's really energetic. It's really supportive. They're with you every step of the way. The LMA family will be there to support you no matter what you do, no matter what challenges you face. They will support you to make sure you achieve what you want to achieve. For me, it's just been the icing on the cake. It really has been the icing on the cake. So thank you.